Did you know that was pending?
I don't think that there's a pending case on the non-payment.
Yes, there is, and
There was a judgment going on, wasn't there?
well, that's still pending. I mean,
Oh, okay.
there was a judgment entered on March 5. Why are you guys filing two separate actions?
You have one, he hasn't made rent. And the other one is he's not following community rules. They're separate and distinct.
Did you know about this other case?
I didn't.
Why didn't you? Well, let's take care of the one I was out on first of all. What do you want to say, Mr. Captain? Anything?
I mean, I was out there this morning. I mean, there's dog excrement in the soul, but there's actually blue brought in it. All right. I have photos. If Your Honor would like to see it.
I was out there.
Yeah.
I stood right next to you. I didn't see enough. I'm not throwing him out based on what I've seen. He's cleaned the property up immensely. So
let me ask Your Honor this.
you don't have to ask me anything. You can make an argument to me. You're not going to ask me anything. Go ahead.
So every single time that Mr. Castillo, doesn't follow community rules, procedures, the only way to get him to do this is to get the court to have the judge go over there and look at his property twice. That's not right. Okay?
Okay.
No, that's not. So this is the promise keeping business. And Mr. Castillo has not kept his promises. We have. He hasn't. I believe that we've proven enough just through the course of this individual case.
What was wrong with the property today?
What was wrong with it? Well, from the short time that I was there, the first thing that I looked at was dog food right on the overgrown lawn. I mean, you can
Overgrown lawn.
You want to see that? Come on, you're doing.
Mr. Captain, tone it down.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to argue with me.
I'm not right.
You're not going to yell at me. And I was there. I saw it.
Okay.
Let me see your photograph that you're going to tell me makes the lawn overgrown in the middle of March or the latter part of March.
Please.
I don't know if it's possible for a lawn to be overgrown in the latter part of March. What was that? What is this?
There's your dog excrement. It's been sitting there forever. And the reason why it's long is because he hasn't cut it. So it's been like that through the whole winter.
You got here, failed to maintain the exterior of your home and home site in accordance with the community rules and regulations by failing to paint or stain the steps, failure to power wash the home shed and awnings, failure to maintain landscaping, failure to remove improperly stored outdoor items. I think those are pretty well done. Failure to remove debris and bulk items from the yard. Other than on the porch, where he had some things that I'm not excited about that aren't going to rise to the level of violation of community rules and regulations. I didn't see anything that was that bad. Failure to replace damaged window treatments. Failure to maintain the general clean appearance of the home sites. You're asking me for a just cause termination, and I'm not going to grant it. There's not even a triable issue here at this point. I'm dismissing this case. Case dismissed. And Mr. Castillo, listen to me. He does raise a valid point. You can't live in a community. Now, if you lived out in Monroe County on your own property where there's nobody else, you do what you want. I mean, as long as you're complying with city or township ordinances. You can't do this in a community. And I've gone out of my way here, he's correct, to go see the property twice because I hate to see you lose the home. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to remember this case, and it's going to come in front of me if it comes back here. And if I have to go out there and look at that property, mean, this is twice, right? I went last Monday and this Monday. I'm gonna remember it, and I'm not gonna be forgiving about it. Do we understand? Fully and complete. Now, do you have the money to pay on this other judge
I absolutely have all of them.
for the lot rent?
Yes, absolutely.
How much you have? This judgment, and they brought it to my, honestly, I don't remember every case I call here, okay? I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of familiar names and sounding names, and I did not remember this was you, or I probably wouldn't have granted this, but I got this back in February. They never filed an application for a writ. This is for $1,766.73. Do you have that to pay?
I haven't looked at that. We have the people, right?
Judge, just to clarify, Judge, they did file a writ. It just has not
They-
been signed yet because we had court today.
I see.
Huh?
I see. You have that to pay today? Pardon?
I do right now.
Get the money. How do you have the money? Are you prepared to accept the cash?
No, because if it's past the 10 days, he should have paid it, Your Honor, and we demand a writ. I mean, that's what the law requires.
Why didn't you pay this?
I didn't pay due to, that was advised. Keep all contact away because they had held my rent when I sent it in December. After being, after judgment to put it in for the 26th, I put it in. It was held until after the 2nd. It wasn't cashed, due to this circumstance right here, due to filing for this.
Okay, so you filed on the other one. They weren't accepting the rent.
They didn't accept my rent. I put the money orders in and they weren't cashed until after the new year. I had put them in on the 26th when I ordered and they weren't cashed when they returned to the office. So I was advised not.
Are you on this, or do you want me to get the lawyer that was on this? I don't know who was on this.
Yeah, I wasn't, I don't know what he's talking about. It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I'm not signing the writ without a hearing. So Jennifer, I told you what I'm doing. I announced what I'm doing on the termination case. And on this one, I want you to set that. We don't know who was on this case.
Your Honor, if Your Honor would like to just, maybe hold off, maybe a half hour, I can get prepared for whatever questions you have.
Well, you can get Mr. Levine. Mr. Levine's on the case, it looks like. It looks like. I could be wrong. I don't know who was on this. Who's got, it looks like a 3P number.
No, three?
It looks like, it could be 6-3, I don't know. It looks like a parentheses and then 31797. I'm gonna show you this signature. Maybe you can tell who from your office bears that signature.
No, that should,
What was the P number?
looks like David Levine, P 31797.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and he's in Florida, so.
John R.
Oh,
John Artoon,
1797.
is he with your firm?
no, that looks like David.
If they want to send you, they can send you. When did their office refuse to accept rent?
They took my money order. I turned it in on the 22nd.
Of what month?
26th of December. They won't cash till after January 2nd. I called on January 2nd and had to cash. And I know I called, probably, I believe it was 2 days later, it didn't apply.
Well, why didn't you pay the February and March one?
I was told to just leave everything in.
By who?
I called him. He told me to-
Okay, I don't want you to know, I don't want to know what your lawyer told you. You're gonna have to file a motion to set aside the default. That's what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna set the date for motion for entry or for entry of a writ. I'll set that for hearing your application for a writ. So we'll set the hearing on application for writ, motion to set aside default judgment. Jennifer, I want to put this in next week sometime if I can.
The 30th at 9:30, next Monday,
Which one?
March 30th at 9:30.
Technically, he's required to e-file it that day. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do it on the 1st of April? Can I fit one in there?
On Wednesday.
Yes.
Let me just pull that up.
So you file your motion to set aside default judgment today. You understand?
No, I don't.
You're gonna file a motion to set aside default judgment on this second case, the one I just called, 2600528. Hearing on application for writ by default to be set for what date? April
You want April
1st?
1st, 10:30.
at 10:30. What do I have that morning?
You have Brownstown. There's an
That'll be-
arraignment at 10:30, so that's
That'll be
And then-
fine. That's what I'll do. So you guys can, I don't know who's gonna appear on this.
By
Mr.
Zoom,
Capitan.
Judge?
Pardon me?
by Zoom.
Yeah, you can appear by Zoom.
Okay.
But I think I'd like you bring your money. You understand?
Yeah.
I know. Well, don't forget it. You come in person. Although they won't have anybody here in person. I'll figure it out. You bring your money.
Am I able to pay today?
Not really, because you have a judgment you didn't pay within 10 days. Okay? I've never seen firms though, Mr. Capitan, file two separate actions, a just cause termination or non-payment of rent. They're ongoing at the same time. And if they're going to do that, there should be an indication to the judge, and the second filing should have to say there is another action pending. So I was just told you got another one there. One's in front of me and one's in front of Judge Hess. I'm not saying you, but your office. I've never seen them do this before. I've never seen any office do this before. So I don't know if there's just a some kind of misunderstanding or what have you, but I've never seen that happen. That's all I'll say about it.
I'm sorry, this is the first firm that does landlord tenant that I've been with. I've practically, I've seen federal.
I've never seen them do that before. But anyway, we'll work it out next week.
You gotta take that phone out of here.
The phone has to leave, sir. Got to take the phone out. Phone's got to leave the building now, please, guys. Please, sir, phone out of building.
Yeah.
We got signs all over. They have to be muted. All right, that's what I'm doing. Thank you both. Have a good day. Thank you. What time? This was scheduled for 8:30. I don't have the defendants here. What's your name, man? Sir, what's your name?
The
So,
defendants are on Zoom, Your Honor, and I think this was heard last week, and then the plaintiff did not appear, so they filed a motion to set aside the dismissal.
your names, please, people, Mr. Audie and Ms. Gorman?
Samantha Gorman.
Ian Audie,
Is this your son?
Yes, it is.
And the relationship between, and that's his girlfriend, is it? Okay, now, I am so sorry about your son passing away in March 2 of 25. Well, why didn't you guys call and tell us, hey, listen, that's a bad day. Can we move to a,
Think about it, I was not in the right frame of mind and I apologize to the board.
Your Honor.
not yet.
Okay.
What portion of the house do you rent to them?
So they were gonna get evicted out of an apartment, so my husband and I wanted to help to get them to be trying to get back on their feet once again. This has been continuously. They moved in and it turned toxic quickly. I have been called a C word, a B word. She has yelled at me that I'm an F and B. My son has told me he's gonna have the grandkids leave marks on each other and call the police and tell them that I did it. It's just a toxic living situation. I don't even feel safe anymore living in the house, unfortunately. We've tried to help. This is, the 18th, we had Flat Rock out. One of my daughters had, she was on the phone with me. He was having, I don't even know what you want to call it. He, was out of control. So my son, Ian. So my daughter called for a welfare check. Flat Rock came out. They took him to the emergency room for psychiatric eval. It's just not a good.
How old are you, Mr. Audie?
37.
You work?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Gorman?
I am 35. To be honest, I was an addict for a long time. I've been sober for a year, so I've been putting in applications, been going to interviews. She gave me until June to get a job, but then she she came at us in January and was accusing us of a lot of stuff, and she started threatening eviction. We were supposed to start paying rent to her in January, but the beginning of January, she started threatening eviction, saying she was going to the court to evict us, which she did end up doing. So that's why we never followed through with paying her the rent. And when it
I want to
comes
make
to
sure that I understand all of this.
So you're right.
Wait. You guys lost your residence prior to moving in with your mother. Is that true or false, Mr. Audie?
True. We had moved out.
And when did you move out of the other place?
That was in
October.
late October.
And then you moved in with your mother and father, the two of you, correct?
And our 2 children.
This courtroom case starts like many others, a dispute, 2 sides, 2 stories. But what unfolds next is something much deeper. It begins with confusion, 2 separate cases, questions about rent, and whether rules were actually broken. The tension starts building. Arguments begin. Voices rise. And then the judge steps in. You're not going to argue with me. Instant silence. Because in this courtroom, there are limits, and they've just been reached. The case moves forward. Evidence is presented. Photos, claims, accusations. But the judge isn't convinced. Not everything being said matches what was actually seen. And just like that, one case is dismissed. But the story doesn't end there, because now it gets personal. A family dispute. A son, his partner, and his own parents, living under the same roof. What was meant to be help turned into conflict. The courtroom grows quiet, because this isn't just a legal issue anymore. It's a family breaking apart. The judge listens carefully, then speaks. And every word hits hard. They tried to help you. A simple sentence, but full of meaning, because sometimes the people who support you the most are the ones you hurt the worst. The questions become direct. Did you pay rent? No. Did you show respect? Silence. And then, the moment that changes everything, the judge calls it out. The disrespect, the behavior, the choices, and makes it clear this situation cannot continue. A final decision is made. You have 10 days. 10 days to leave. 10 days to fix what's broken or face the consequences. But even in that moment, there's something else. Not just authority, but a message about responsibility, about growing up, about doing what's right, even when it's hard. Because this wasn't just about eviction. It was about choices and the reality that comes with them. As the courtroom falls silent, one thing is clear. Some lessons only come the hard way.
Fiance or whatever you are, wife and 2 kids. Maybe they could be faulted. Maybe we could do that at 21 for them, but at 35, 36, I wouldn't be particularly resolved to bringing in 4 new people to my home, but that's just me. I mean, I feel like when we've raised our kids to 21, 22, we do the best we can. They're on their own. So I'm going to make this really easy.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set aside the dismissal and we are going to have a hearing right now. If you tell me, Judge, I want to have the hearing tomorrow so I can prepare, then you can come here and I'll accommodate you and I'll make the hearing tomorrow. But you folks need to toughen up.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Agreed.
I'm
So
telling you right now,
Yeah.
it seems to me that this woman is terrified. And don't either one of you tell me whether she should be or not, because I can tell by looking at her that she is. She had to call the police. So you guys just want to voluntarily enter into a consent agreement now where you can get out of there in 10
Yep.
days?
Yep.
The longest we can get, yes, because as of now, we had money saved up to move out actually, but our transmission went out on our car. We just paid that. We are showing his dad the receipt for that. And as of now, we will be in our car and my kids will be at my mom's. So the longest we can get to save up as much as we can. If 10 days is all we can get, then that's all we can get. I understand. But yeah.
With the eviction, there's not much I have to say besides it's not the full truth on what's being said. I know you could say she's
You ever
scared.
pay them any rent?
But we understand that it's.
Yeah,
Yes or
I
no?
understand
Did you
this
pay
much,
them
I
any
was going to
rent?
say.
We had an
Yeah.
agreement with her to pay rent, but then she told
Listen
us
to what
she
I'm
was
asking. I'm
gonna-
talking to Mr. Audie here.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever pay them any rent?
I tried and she said no.
I didn't ask you if you tried.
Then no.
I didn't ask you if you tried. I
No.
asked you if you ever paid them any rent. So your answer is no, correct?
She wouldn't take it. I had the money and she would not take it.
But you didn't pay them, right?
But she won't. I
'Cause-
can't pay someone that
Because
won't take
that's
it.
what
She put it
mothers
on the
do.
counter.
Because mothers and fathers
first
love their
few months she
children
wouldn't take
unconditionally.
it.
Stop,
Then-
Ms. Gorman.
I'm sorry.
Well, you guys should be appreciative from the highest mountain
Right.
for what they've done.
We
I'm
are,
not-
and we have.
Ma'am, you're way too involved. And
Yeah,
if you
just-
used any of that language toward her and you were my wife or my significant other, I wouldn't be with you another moment. If anybody called my mother any of those names, if she's telling me the truth and she just doesn't strike me as a liar, I'd never be with that woman.
Okay.
And now you're coming in here and you're getting boisterous, and I'm trying just to talk to Mr. Audie because he is the son. And let's be
Okay,
clear, you wouldn't be there but for him.
I apologize.
All right, don't say anything else unless I ask you. Will you do that for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Bring me a judgment form, Jennifer. Leave it
It's on
blank.
its way.
Thank you. You need to get a job, ma'am. I'm glad you're sober. You said you've been sober for a year, but at some point you got to get back into society. You're
Yes, that's what-
mid-30s. You should be working. And then
Yes,
you won't
that's
have
what
money
I'm doing.
problems. Then you won't get kicked out of homes. Then you won't have to worry about where you're going to come up with the money to buy the next place. I mean, this is just
Absolutely.
fundamental life 101. That's what this
Absolutely.
is. And look at your dad. What you got a condition of some kind?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's here, he's dragging the court here, and you guys are where, at the house?
Trust me, I know, Your Honor, and as you can speak to my dad, me and my dad have a very wonderful relationship. He did not want this to happen, and was pushed by my mother. And like I said, we have
Mr.
me and my
Audie?
mom. Okay,
Mr.
yes,
Audie?
Your Honor.
Mr. Audie? Save it, please. Do you want
Okay.
this to happen? Do you want him to be out, Mr. Audie?
It didn't have to be this way, but at this point, yes.
Did you ever hear Mrs. Gorman call your wife those names that she referred to?
Yes, and I've heard Ian, like,
You talked to your mother that way? Mr. Audie? You talked to your mother that way? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry I asked that question. I just think differently of you now.
I have said those things in regards to her
Then
attacking
save
my
it.
children.
Save it.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't believe you would talk to your mother like that.
See how she talks to her grandkids.
Hey, listen,
I'm listening, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I'll stop.
Thank you. So I got a young judge that's going to come here and tell me what to do now. She's a really bright lady, Judge Johnson here. She just got appointed in Taylor. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. This is not right, Mr. Audie. Ms. Gorman, this is not right. I'm setting aside the dismissal. I'm entering judgment. You got 10 days to get out. I don't expect anybody to be saying a sorry word toward your mother or mother-in-law or whatever she is to you, Ms. Gorman. I expect there to be peace and tranquility. And I'm going to sincerely hope that the four of you will use the next 10 days to patch up whatever differences so that you can enjoy a relationship as you should with your mother and mother-in-law, and she can, and your father can, with the grandkids. And you ought to apologize profusely for ever calling her any of those names. You don't have the right to do that. Are you
Yes, Your Honor.
kidding me? I don't care what she did. But again, I'm old school and I'm thankful for it. Judgment's entered. If they're not out by April 2nd, I've filled out the judgment. We're going to send a copy to everybody. If they're not out by April 2nd, on April 3rd, you come in here with an application for a writ. I will sign it. And then the court officer, I'll make sure they go out the 3rd or the 4th at the latest and get them out of there.
So they have 3 kids and a snapping turtle that they want to stick me with.
You're going to take that stuff with you.
No, we don't.
I never said that, Your Honor.
No,
Take them with you.
absolutely.
If you don't take them with you, I don't even want to tell you what the alternative is. You don't want to do that. John just goes in there. Take them with you.
Yep.
And you don't have to wait until the 3rd to be, or the 2nd to be out either. Did I put the 2nd and 3rd on?
Let's see.
2nd? I don't.
Oh, yep, second.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I hope you'll apologize. Ma'am, you need to get a job. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, folks.
Thank you.